Welcome back, students. I am your geography teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST June. Students, in the previous video of chapter population composition, we have studied about the meaning of population composition, where we have studied about the population structure, age, sex structure and also the population pyramid. We all know that the population is always vary place to place and region to region. So what is the difference between two different area about the population? In our today's video, we are going to study about the variation of population composition in the different areas, where the important thing we will study, that is under our first topic, number 1 is rural, urban, population, in which we will see what is the composition of population in the rural and urban areas. And also we will see the most important thing, the requirement of the people according to the area wise. Here we will also see one graph structure through which we will compare the rural and urban population and their requirement, through which we will become to know about the population composition of different areas. In the second topic of today's video, we will see literacy. As we know, the literacy is a factor through which the population can affect and the quality of a country can also be affected. So here in the second topic of the video, we are going to study about the literacy, through which we will see the population composition under literacy. And at the last, in our today's video, we will see the occupational population. In which we will see how the population varies according to their occupational activities, and how the occupational activities, in which we can include all type of activities, primary, secondary and the tertiary, how these are affecting to the occupational population of a given area. And at the last of the video, as a miscellaneous topic, we will see the importance of population composition. So now let's start our today's video with our first topic, that is the rural urban population. Let's see our first topic, that is the rural urban population. What is the meaning of the rural urban population? So here the number of people living in the rural area are coming under the rural population. Is the rural population, whereas the number of people living in the urban area are known as the urban population. The population of a rural and the urban area may vary due to several factors, where we can include the facilities of a given area, migration of people and the push and the pull factor. So the most important factor which is affecting to the rural and the urban population, that is the migration. How the migration, in which we can include in migration or the out migration. Here, due to the in-migration and the out-migration, the density of population in a given area may vary, due to which we can say the population composition of a given area is also affecting. Here, we have also studied in our previous video or in our previous chapters of book 2nd or book 1st, where we have studied the rural population in the lack of the facility are migrating to the place where they are getting much facilities, especially in the urban areas, where the literacy, the facility of medical and other job opportunities are also good in opportunities. Here we can say the population composition may also vary through many factors, in which we can say it is also affected or categorized by the place of residence to place of their birth, or the place of their birth to place of their residence, and at the third category we can say the place where they migrated. It is known as the population composition of given area. So now in these all aspects, let's see what is the rural and urban composition of population with the help of some bar graphs. So students, we all know that rural and urban lifestyle generally differ from the point of view of livelihood, age, sex, occupational structure, density, level of economic development and the social norms, etc. Here the most important thing is that the rural and urban population can be affected through the migration. Migration leads to redistribution of population within a country. Rural-urban migration is one of the important factors which contributes to the population growth of cities. Age and skill selective out migration from rural areas have adverse effect on rural demographic structure. The urban areas receive heavy in migration of working age male population, causing sex ratio to be highly unfavorable for females, which gives rise to crime against women and increase their vulnerability. And it also leads to loss of human resources from the rural areas, leaving them with unskilled people, thus reducing the total productivity and hence hampering the development of rural areas. Just look at the flow chart. In this given figure, the figure is showing rural-urban sex composition of selected countries. Here, the rural and urban differences in sex ratio in Canada and West European countries like Finland are just the opposite of those in African and Asian countries like Zimbabwe and Nepal respectively. In Western countries, males outnumber female in rural areas and female outnumbers the male in urban areas. In countries like Nepal, Pakistan and India, the case is reverse. The excess of female in urban areas of USA, Canada and Europe is the result of influx of female from rural areas to avail of the vast job opportunities. Framing in these developed countries is also highly machinized and remains largely a male occupation. By contrast, the sex ratio in Asian urban areas remains male dominated due to the predominance of male migration. It is also worth noting that in countries like India, female participation in farming activity in rural areas is fairly high. Shortage of housing, high cost of living, shortage of job opportunities and lack of security in cities discourage women to migrate from rural to urban areas. So here we can say the most important thing about the rural-urban population may also vary region to region because of the unequal gender ratio of male and female. Let's see our next topic, that is literacy. Literacy is the most important factor which is affecting to the population composition of a country, because due to the lack of education, the people are lacking behind in many areas where they are not getting any proper knowledge about the medical facility, health facility, sanitation, their rights and other things. So why the literacy is required for a population composition? We all know that now the world is about in the population explosion. That is due to the number of births are now increased, and that is there are some positive factors also and some negative factors also. The positive factor is that due to the high life expectancy rate in many countries, just because of the good medical facility is going to be good. But there are many countries, those are a very poor country, and the poor don't know how to plan their family, in which they are getting the population explosion, and the country is also having a low life expectancy rate. So that is due to the lack of literacy. Literacy in different country is having a different level. Here the literacy level of different country is on the different level. Here the literacy denotes the population of a country which is literate above a particular age group. The literacy in our country, India, that is above than the 7 years. Same like that, the different countries of the world are having the different literacy age rate, where the literacy is also showing us the proper gender ratio and also the female equality on the literacy basis. Now let's see more about literacy. What is literacy, or what is literacy rate? Literacy rate refers to the amount of educated people per thousand male and female, which means the per thousand population. It is considered an important indicator in population composition, because if the number of literate people is more than the country development will be rapid, or the country will develop, as the human beings are also considered as the human resource. Here the literacy rate of a country is indicating few things. The proportion of literate population of a country is an indicator of its socio-economic development, as it reveals the standard of living, social status of females, availability of educational facilities, and policies of government level of economic development is both a cause and consequences of literacy. What is the occupational structure of population? As we know, in any country, the proportion of occupational population is depending upon the different type of working activity, in which we can include primary, secondary, tertiary or quaternary activities. And also the occupational structure of a country is divided into the different groups, in which we are having the working group, non-working group, and the semi-working group, where the people those are doing the work for a whole year for earning their family are coming under the working group. Non-working group are also known as the householding group, in which the wives of the working people and the infants, the small children, and also the people those are retired are coming under the non-working group. Semi-working group are the people those are getting the job or the occupational opportunity for some time. Here, the most interesting thing about the occupational activity that in many areas of our country, also in the world, that is the female population of the country, mostly more than 50%, is depend upon the male population for their requirements, in which they are depend on the other people for their basic needs or their householding needs. So the occupational structure of population is also vary from place to place. Now let's see what is the occupational structure through which the population can be composed. The working population of a country, which is in between age group of 15 to 59 years, who take part in various occupational ranging from agriculture, forestry, fishing, manufacturing, commercial activities, transport services, etc., is called occupational structure. There are four major groups of the occupational structure are the primary occupation, which deals or which refers to the fully on nature, for example agriculture, forestry, fishing and mining. The primary occupation is also providing the raw material to the other activities. Second is the secondary occupation, which refers and where the people are engaged in the manufacturing, for example the industries. Third is the service sector, in which we can include transport and communication, for example trade and commerce and teaching. The third is the group of the quaternary occupation, where we can include the job related to research and developing ideas, etc., for example computing, consulting, etc. The proportion of working population engaged in these four sectors is a poor indicator of the level of economic development of a nation. This is because only a developed economy with industries and infrastructure can accommodate more workers in the secondary, tertiary and the quaternary sectors. If the economy is still in the primitive stages, then the proportion of people engaged in primary activities would be high, as it involves extraction of the natural resources. Here you can see some aspects of the occupational structure of population. Now let's see how the population composition is important for a country and for the world. The population composition is a required thing for a country development. What are the importance of it? 1. Health status of a community depends upon the dynamic relationship between number of people, their composition and their distribution. Number 2. Planning of health services can be guided by demographic variables. For example, how many health units do we need? How to distribute them in the community in a proper order to be accessible to the target population? And which type of manpower is required for a particular field? Population composition data is also essential for planning purpose, as every country is having their own planning policies where they are providing many kind of facilities, human rights and some other requirements fulfilled by the government. So for that purpose also the population composition data is required. Any country needs to know the size and composition of its population around age and sex structure, through which the country can also calculate the life expectancy of the people and also the gender ratio of the people. Among other factors, there are many other things in which we can also include the literacy rate, through which the country can also prepare their educational policies for the people of the country. Knowledge about population distribution is important too. How? Because through which we can also observe where do people live and work, through which we can check out the migration of the people and also the pushing and the pulling factors. And that also helps to plan how many schools, clinics, hospitals and jobs are required within the country, and accordingly the government can plan the different type of policies or the plannings and schemes for the population of their country. Students, here our chapter population composition is complete. We will study about the human development in our next video, and for that don't forget to keep watching SST Zone.